Common. When it dies, draw a card. I like this. I like 1/3s for 2 more than 3/1s for 2. I have to be honest. Um, this is a really good place to stack a lot of -1/-1 counters. This is a good blocker, and I like drawing cards. What can I say? I like Feral Prowler. I think Feral Prowler is like a Feral Prowler is a respectable sort of C. Frilled Sandwalla, green, 1/1, common, lizard, 1 and a green. It's +2/+2 until end of turn. Activate this ability only once each turn. Stop me if you've heard this before. But how good is Frilled Sandwalla? It's not very good. I think this is like a C- and maybe even a D, but I'll say C- because I love Root Walla. I like Wallas. They're cute, but not very good. Gift of Strength, 1 in a green, instant, common. Target creature gets +3/+3 and gains reach until end of turn. This is a fine combat trick. I think this will make a lot of green decks. This is like a C. Harrier Naga, 2 in a green, common, Naga Warrior, 3/3. 3/3 for 3, vanilla, C. Hope Tender, 1 in a green, uncommon Human Druid, 2/2, 1 in a green, untap target land. 1 in tap, untap target land. 1 tap, exert Hope Tender, untap 2 target lands. I still have tried to understand why this card does this, and I don't. It's to fix your mana, right? It's to fix your mana. Okay, I don't even, I don't know how to evaluate like what Hope Tender is doing. I guess the second ability also ramps you, right? But whatever. It's a 2/2 for 2, and it has some weird pseudo ramp abilities. I guess that just makes it kind of a for me that just makes it sort of a C+ on its own. I don't know if it needs to do that much else. Hour of Promise, 4 and a green, sorcery, rare. Search your library for up to 2 land cards, put them on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle your library. Then if you control 3 or more deserts, put 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. So this does let you grab 2 deserts, and then if you already have 1 desert, then you get a 4/4. You get two 2/2s. 4/4 for 5, and then ramping for 2 is nice. I think you only play this if you have enough deserts. And also, yeah, I mean, I guess you play this if you have enough deserts. Because it's not that bad if you have enough deserts to make this work, and you have you get a 4/4 for 5, and then you have 7 lands on the board, and then the next turn you can cast a 7-drop, or probably an 8-drop. So, yeah, I mean, I guess this is good. I thought this was bad, but I guess this is actually good. Yeah, it's good. I'll give it a B-. Life Goes On. Green, instant, common. You gain 4 life. If a creature died this turn, you gain 8 life instead. This is obviously bad, because life gain cards are bad, but 8 life is a lot. So, consider siding this in. I will be giving this a D, but it's also not a horrible sideboard card. Majestic Myriarch, 4 and a green, for a mythic rare Chimera. It's a star. Let me get to that. Its power and toughness are each equal to twice the number of creatures you control. So it's on its own, it's a 2/2 for 5, but with 2 creatures, it's a 4/4 for 5. So on and so forth. At the beginning of each combat, if you control a creature with flying, gets flying. Same is true for First Strike, Double Strike, Death Touch, Haste, Hexproof, Indestructible, Lifelink, Madness, Reach, Trample, Vigilance. You know, Myriad, Intimidate. No, not actually those. But anyway, What was I saying? So, this card. This is good, right? This is kind of a bomb. I guess yeah, it's a 5 mana thing, and then it's like huge, and it has flying and all this other stuff. If you if you can construct it that way. Uh, it's weird. I guess this is probably like a B plus, right? Because it just really does a lot of stuff. Um, yeah. I mean, this is like probably a first pickable, like rare. Um, the thing is, I don't know how much this is going to make me go into green if I see it. Just because it's like it does require some setup. But I guess even if you know what, even in a deck that just has like a lot of tokens, that's just a huge creature. So that makes sense to me. All right, let's give it a B plus, and we'll see how the format treats it. Nissa's Defeat. We're finally there. 2 and a green, sorcery, uncommon, destroy target forest, green enchantment, or green planeswalker. If that permanent was a Nissa planeswalker, draw a card. Sideboard, but this is the worst one of the cycle. So I will give this a sideboard grade, but this is you shouldn't even side this in. You should just leave it out. Don't side it. I guess okay. If your opponent has Sandworm Convergence, then side it in. But that's it. Okay. Oasis Ritualist. 3 and a green, 2/4, Naga Druid, common. Tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Tap, exert, add 2 mana of any one color to your mana pool. I like this card a lot. This is going to be really good and sealed. And as for draft, it's a nice big mana dork. It actually can block well, and also it can add mana well. So I like this card a lot. I think this is a C+, and I think most green decks will want this card. Oh boy. Overcome. 3 green. Sorcery uncommon. Creatures you control get +2/+2 and trample until end of turn. Whew. It's overrun with a little bit less panache, but it's still overrun. Yep. Yeah, that's a good card. It's a good card. It's gonna win you the game. A lot of games. That's not like I'm not saying like, oh, this card won me this game. Like, nope, this is gonna win you the game a lot. For sure. This is probably going to end up being like an A-, but I think I'll give it a B+. Pride Sovereign. 2 and a green, 2/2, rare cat. Gets +1/+1 for each other cat you control. Tap, exert, create 2 1/1 white cats with lifelink. Oh, this card's really good. Yeah, I mean, basically just like I feel like you really want to be playing white-green in order to make this good, because or at least you just really need to consistently be able to activate that ability. But making 2 1/1 lifelinkers is so good. So this is like when you get this card, first of all, you do take it highly, but then also you can totally build around this. You want like a lot of untap effects and stuff like that, and it just becomes really great. I love this card. This is for me probably somewhere around. I think this is like a B+ or an A-. I think I will play it safe and say that it's a B+. Just because I don't know. A 3 mana 2/2. You play that. It could very easily you could get sort of time walked on that. Just because 2/2 is under the curve for 3 mana, but I think most of the time it's just gonna be crazy. But I will give it a B+ just to be on the safe side. And hopefully, if you get this, you can get Regal Caracal in Pack 3. Quarry Beetle, 4 and a green, 4/5, uncommon insect. When Quarry Beetle enters the battlefield, you may return target land card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So there are a bunch of deserts that sacrifice themselves, or other deserts. So like this won't be a situation where this never comes up, but this also plays nice with cycling deserts. But I don't know how often that this is actually going to make a difference. I think if you just evaluate it as a 4/5 for 5, you'll find you get the same result, which is that it's fine but very cuttable. I think this is a C-. Rampaging Hippo, 4 green, for a common 5/6 Hippo with trample and cycling 2. I like this card a lot. It's a nice big guy and it cycles. And it doesn't cost 7 mana. It only costs 6 mana. So like that's a big difference in a lot of games. I do like Rampaging Hippo. I like it a lot. I will give this card a C, or it might be more on the C plus. I think it's a C. It's a C for me. Ramunap Excavator, 2 and a green for a 2/3 rare Naga Cleric. You may play land cards from your graveyard. Constructed Crucible of Worlds on a stick, but limited. It's a 2/3 for 3 basically. I mean, there of course, as I just said with the beetle. What was that called? Quarry Beetle. As I just said, you know, it's sometimes you'll get that going, but I don't think too often that's gonna come up. I guess it's just a 2/3 for 3. You know, it's more like a C or a C minus, something like that. But I'd probably just say it's like a C minus. I think there's better common 3-drops in green than there is for Ramunap X. There's a better case for taking like a 3/3 for 3 than there is for taking Ramunap Excavator. But maybe pick this because you'll get your money back for your draft, right? Ramunap Hydra, 3 and a green for a rare Snake Hydra, 3/3. Vigilance, Reach, and Trample. Has +1/+1 as long as you control a desert. Has +1/+1 as long as there's a desert in your graveyard. So this is a compelling reason to have deserts. I think if you get enough deserts, it's really not that difficult to get both of these conditions going. And then when you have, your 5/5 Vigilance, Reach, Trample, Snake Hydra, you will be very happy with that card because that's very good. But even without it, I think a 3/3 Vigilance, Reach, Trample for 4 mana, I'm happy to play that. But you do want to have deserts to make the best of this card. But and also I really like that this is 3 generic mana and only 1 green mana, because this means that if you have a lot of deserts in your deck to make this card good, you do not need a lot of green mana to cast this card. And I think that's very clever of them to do that. But I will pick a 3/3 Vigilance, Reach, Trample for 4 pretty happily. And then when it's a 4/4, I'll be even more happy about it. So I think this is probably like a B minus. Resilient Kenra, 1 and a green for a 2/2 Jackal Wizard. It's a rare. When it enters the battlefield, you may have target creature get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is its power. So it's going to be 2. But then it's got Eternalize for 4 green. So, for 6 mana, it's a 4/4 that gives another creature +4/+4. And that's very, very good. But even on its face, 2/2 for 2 that gives a creature +2/+2 when it enters the battlefield, I'm in. I'm definitely taking that. This is a great card. This is a solid like a B. This is a B, I think. Maybe B plus, but probably B. Ronus' Last Stand, green, sorcery, rare, create a 5/4 snake creature token, and lands you control don't untap during your next untap step. So 5/4 for 2 mana. I'm not buying this. I don't like this. I'm not giving up my 3rd turn just so that I can cast this. Just so that I can have this 5/4. I'm not doing that. So, this isn't stone unplayable, but I'm not happy about taking this card, really. Um, this is like for me. This is